Hey guys, it's me Arlene, Delicious Delights. Welcome to my channel. So today I have a little chit chat video. So one of you guys have asked me in the comments a long time ago, what do I think of the following phrase? Once you go niche, you never go back. And yeah, I've been thinking about this for quite a while, and I just 100% completely disagree with this statement. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. Everyone's going to have their own thoughts about this topic. I will admit that when I first started this hobby, I first started with designer fragrances, and that in itself was just so overwhelming. And then I started getting into niche fragrances. Specifically, I went to Paris on a trip, and I was just amazed at how big this niche world was, something that I was just not prepared for, something I'm not familiar with. And it was just so fascinating to try so many fragrances. Like, I got nose blind for sure. My nose was completely exhausted by the end of that trip, but I got my nose on everything that I possibly could. When I went there, there's one in particular, one fragrance in particular that I just fell head over heels with, and that one was Amaze Sunshine. I still am in love with this fragrance. But oh my gosh, this to me, just whenever I smell it, it just makes my mouth water. It makes me hungry for some like apricot pastry dessert. Oh, it's so good. So since that trip many years ago, and when I first tried this, I will admit that I did kind of start having the idea that niche is better. I mean, it costs more, it must be better. They're exclusive for a reason, and I just had this mindset, kind of. Not fully, but kind of. I'm like, oh, maybe niche is better. Why are they so expensive? It's because they're better. Maybe they use more expensive ingredients and blah, 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 blah. So I had that mindset for a little bit. So I jumped into this big world of niche fragrances, and I built up a small little collection of them. But I did realize that the more I tested with niche fragrances, the more I realized that, as much as I love these two fragrances, they are the loves of my life when it comes to niche. As much as I love these, there's like an equal amount or even more niche fragrances that I do not enjoy at all. And so because of that, I started like crawling back into the designer world. When it comes to designer perfumes, a few that I fell for, mostly in the beginning of my journey, CK1, beautiful, musky, fresh shower scent. This one takes me back to my high school years mostly, where most guys were wearing this, and I just loved it. It just is something that I smell and I'm automatically taken back to when I was a young and impressionable teenager. Oh my gosh, it is just seriously, this one is just a fantastic fragrance. Yeah, this one was one of my early designer perfumes when I was like a young teenager. And then another one that really just started my hobby, like before I always loved fragrance. When I was a kid, I loved smelling things. But the one that really just got me into this world of perfumes and started this whole crazy hobby, well, not crazy, but the hobby was Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, which you guys know all about. I just love it so much. I love the flankers of it. And yeah, I started basically missing my designer scents. And I guess after so many years, I learned that Yes, there are some beautiful gems when it comes to niche fragrances, as I showed you, but that's also true for designer perfumes. But I love these designer perfumes just as much as I love these crazy expensive niche perfumes. And so when it comes to the phrase, once you go niche, you never go back, for me, that is absolutely not the case. I love pretty much all types of fragrance. I love my cheapy fragrances. I think that there are so many affordable fragrances out there that can compete with like the most expensive niche fragrances. And one of those that I've been wearing a lot lately is Joe's Rhubarb. This is part of the Zara Emotions collection that I do gush about a lot on my channel, but that's because they are fantastic, especially for the price, and even if they were more expensive, I'd still love them just as much. So Joe's Rhubarb is a very unique smelling rhubarb scent where you get the watery, sweet, tart rhubarb, and it's just so realistic. But also you get this dark, smoky, grassy vetiver. And the combination of those two is just like perfect. It's like a match made in heaven. And I think it's an absolute fantastic cheapie. This one is 25.95 euros, I believe, and it's a 90 milliliter. And I just absolutely adore it. There's a big dent in here because I just love it so much. And so, I don't know, I would really like to know what you guys think about this topic or the phrase, once you go niche, you'll never go back. For me personally, that is not the case. I love my designers, I love cheapies, I love niche fragrances. I don't really love the fragrance oils. That's just not something that I really am familiar with. I don't know, maybe one day I'll play around with it and test them, but I don't like the idea of like putting oily stuff on me because I don't like the feeling of being oily, but I have tried a few oils. There is one in particular that was really good, and I can't remember which company it's from, unfortunately, but I did try a Maison Lancôme Oud Bouquet fragrance oil, and it was so close to the original, and actually it was even stronger. And that was just amazing to me because when it comes to Oud Bouquet, it is already like ridiculously strong and like beast mode projection and everything. But when I put this oil on, I just put like a little dab here. It was like explosive. It was like, what the heck is this? How could it be even stronger than the original? So yeah, maybe oils are something I will experiment with, but right now I'm not really into it. But as for all of the other types of fragrances, I don't love niche more than designer or cheapies, and even like celebrities I'm open to. So that was my chit chat video. I would love to know what you think about this statement. Once you go niche, you'll never go back. Please be kind in the comments. Of course, these are just our own experiences and opinions, and that was my opinion on that statement. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.